Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So, quite the derpy season this time around. Ended up getting memed on last match of the season most likely, but that's how it is. Because it's Earth season, I figured I might as well try a slightly different team. So instead of Legault, who we've seen hasn't been doing very much, decided to go ahead and change things up with Alm because we can get up Lunar Flash turn 1 pretty cheaply, so we did that. And I decided, since Elwood basically just either gets a kill in one shot or doesn't kill at all, or there's pulse smoke or whatever, I didn't feel like Gale Force was worth it, so we're just trying out Hardy Bearing of Glacies against slow Brave Ikes or something that can be dangerous, especially with his attack stat. Definitely not something Brave Ike would want to mess with. You would definitely just run a speed invested one, or like null follow-up or whatever though, and do alright. But turns out this team did okay. Of course, we didn't fight the greatest players in the world, not a lot of heavy merges or anything like that, so it's definitely awkward. I also had some cheeky setups that people didn't ever try to exploit. I guess they were too spooked, but the obvious one is baiting straight below the fort because only legendary Alm is in range. But the whole meme point is that if Duma still has armor boots up, then he can move forward, and then Crom likely uses to change fate and memes that way. So if you were to like bait with Altina or whatever, then that would not maybe be the best. Of course, Altina, as we've seen before, definitely can one-round KO legendary Crom, especially since she's not debuffed for 6 attack from Rangreather being in vantage range. But here the defense tile memes their Altina, and Duma memes and the dance for the final kill. But yeah, Elwood, I'm still not entirely sure if I want to go plus speed or plus attack. I definitely feel like plus speed just makes sense, but even with plus attack, when I'm using him in like PvE or whatever and he's buffed up and stuff, somehow it still doesn't go well. Just doesn't have enough attack somehow, even though his attack stat's pretty decent. Like it's close to like 70 or more if I use like Swift Sparrow Seal or something, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Just having the extra attack is cool, but I do feel like the speed's just straightforward more worth. Here they don't even kill Alm here, and it's like, what are you doing? It's a pretty heavily debuffed Selkie. Of course, there's new Fox Kit Fang, so there's that. And everyone here does not have that high of a res stat. That's in her favor. Kind of has distant ward and low attack defense to discourage Olivia from attacking her. But joking aside, they're going to attack here, or Elwood's going to attack here. Barely get into Wings of Mercy range, so he can meme a Glacies. And Selkie can't counter there, so that's downhill. Take out the support. Duma pivots in for the memes. And yeah. I feel like things definitely could have gone better there. I'm not sure about the matchup against Alm though. Just like no matter where you were baiting, if you didn't take out Alm, then you're just gonna get free attacks on her. And that means you could get Dance and do more damage for free. So I don't feel like that was the greatest idea. But here we have a couple plus 10 units, but probably not the most ideal plus 10 units against this defense. Especially when we're getting the meme Duma chip damage. Definitely makes the case a bit worse. It's like, this makes some sort of sense until you realize there's so many units going into attack that like it's not good. And Duma just straight up one round KOs there, which is not good for them. And Elwood barely manages to pick up the one shot there. And so now they're just in a bad spot. They could definitely
Stay focused.
just go for the kill, of course, on the main threats, but there's kind of too many of them. And of course using dual Byleth skill there helps them out, but it's 2 flyers versus legendary Alm, so that's not going to end very well. So that's another Dirt Fest. Dirt Fest continues. Here we have Fallen Ike, decently merged up one, but this is kind of the awkward thing about running these kind of tanks and not having a super high HP stat. Because of course when you're going against the weapon triangle, you definitely do, it's appreciated to have lots of stats, but of course the Fallen Ike, there's a free panic mana there, so, and they also have their healing tower, so Ike starts at full HP, which arguably is probably worse against Chrom. Would rather just not have -6 attack and defense, but what are you gonna do about it? They're just gonna bait here. So, you know, he's debuffed for 12 attack, so he actually has like 71 attack, and also debuffed for 12 speed, so has like 68, 74 speed or something. AKA, Repel's always going off at max power. There's nothing we can do about that. But, of course, his res is not amazing. His defense is okay. His res is 34, but there's a defense tile, you know. It might not be terrible. To be honest, if they could get him to creep the Dark Shrine as well, it might have worked out better for him. Yeah, they get a good heal, but of course they can't one-run KO Chrom. So he's left at low HP, meaning we can still pick up the kill. And it's not like we were super close to missing the kill, because that was with damage reduction, and we still overkilled by like 6 or 7. So that definitely means we weren't off by a super huge margin. But yeah, even without Wings of Mercy on this team, it's just because Elwood and company and the Change Fate exists. We still have a bit of mobility, it's just not great, but I definitely can see people just doing a proper hit and run or something, getting away with it, but here, pretty straightforward. I think we all know what's gonna happen here. It's not like we can do anything about it. Vantage is very strong against my team, of course. Pretty heavy merges in general here. Yep, just standard Vantage sweep in here. I imagine they could also go for a cheeky hit and run play, but meh. So they have Vantage all ready to go, and they're just setting up here. So really their only worry has to be, of course, the Hardy bearing on Elwood, but because of his location, he's easily snipeable, so it's not like I'm really doing much there. And of course the nice thing about push skills is you damage yourself. So this leaf is at exactly 75% HP. I feel like this is calculated to some point, because he gets exactly 60 HP here, and with 3 attacks, which is pretty feasible because it's attack, proc his, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not gonna try. My brain's too dead. And like with a dance, that's 3 attacks. So you get 15 chip damage. So you're exactly in Vantage range and Brazen range. And so that means, of course, that Chrom can't negate the debuffs. Not that it would actually matter, because this leaf has like 79 attack. So yeah, that's not gonna end well for us. So yeah, pretty solid. Of course he doesn't have close counter, but that's why he got rid of like the Dumas. Because the Dumas attacking would have been a bit troublesome, but yeah, pretty clean win at this point. And of course it's water season. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, that been water season for a while now, and I have not seen very many legendary Leafs used against my team because either of my defenses, because I feel like he just meme rolls it, because hit and run against any of my teams relatively strong if you run far enough or you run well. So here I'm pretty sure we can all tell what the strategy is here, but you don't do your daily damage calcs, things can go terribly wrong here. And I don't know about not healing Norn here immediately with healing tower. It doesn't really matter because it's one of the defenses where it's kind of all or nothing. It falls apart very quick. But here they're going to bait with Norn. Come on. She does get debuffed. Oh my gosh. Does get debuffed quite a bit. But of course she has triple distant defense for a casual plus 20 defense and res when she's getting attacked by a ranged unit. Of course she's baiting legendary Alm, so that actually means free damage for Alm. So he does quite a bit of damage here. Unfortunately, it's too much for Norn, but either way, legendary Crom was incoming, so that Norn wasn't living. Here they easily take out Crom with... Is that Sylvain? I forget now. And now my units meme their way forward. Duma pivots, of course, to troll. So they have to get rid of Duma first before attacking Eloed, but it really doesn't matter. They go ahead and buff Altina, but it doesn't seem like she can kill Eloed. So it's time for folks to go ahead and feast. So seems like Alm actually couldn't live there, which is kind of interesting. Now if he had Gale Force, it would be immediately over, but Sylvain not in a good spot here. They can pick up a kill, but the other units are still alive, so he's gonna take a lot of damage and ripperonis. Alright, and this person, well, just bailed out before the match even started, so Chrome Dome during water season on defense, just being a troll, but it's kind of one of those things where you probably should be prepared for something similar to him, if not something else, but it's like, this is again another case of doing your daily damage calcs, because sure, you've removed your armor and dragon immunity. Let's just say Crom still has a reasonable attack stat here against Nagi. And sure, she procs soul and whatnot, so she lives, but Olivia just teleports in because Nagi can't kill. And now they take out Crom, which of course makes sense because they don't want him to just casually get full healed by the healing tower or something silly. And here Duma actually trolling and doing quite a bit of damage, so that the other Duma can pick up the kill. Feels bad, man. And at this point, it's not looking good for them. They're just not enough kill power here, so Ripperinos. Pretty much the story of this defense. If you have the kill power, you win. If you don't, well, we'll see what happens. But this team seems pretty straightforward what they're up to. Super low merges, so definitely could be stronger, but there's a couple of issues. Of course, just not having the merges means you're lower on HP, but of course that does mean stuff like sacrifice and whatnot work better because you can maybe get into vantage range more conveniently. So there's that, but since it's vantage with dominance and they have a dancer, it's pretty straightforward for them to just kill here, especially since Crom does not neutralize penalties. if the foe is not at 100% HP, which is why I ran Greether. Honestly, is pretty balanced in my opinion. I know if all your units are stuck at 100% HP, then it doesn't seem that balanced. But even so, we have plenty of in combat debuffs that are similar, like how Kyria just casually has -6 attack res during combat permanently against everyone within 2 spaces. There's stuff like that around in the game. It's just that Cromwell happens to be a water legendary with a 500 SP movement assist. So yeah, that definitely helps him out a bit. But yep, nothing too mind-blowing here. We only played Ether Raids this week with a plus 120 lift team, so wasn't going to get into tier 26, I don't believe. Even if I did everything went perfectly well, I don't think it's enough. It's like 80 lifts short or something if you get a perfect season. I don't know. But again, we're just derping around there, so it doesn't matter too much. But over here in Resonant Battles, looks like we're hanging in there. Just hung in there by a sliver the entire time. So we'll be making it to interval 17, which is cool. Almost at the maximum, interval. So brain dead. Allegiance battles, we'll see if we even make top 100 here. It's probably because it's Earth season as well. If it's like Wind season or whatever, we'd be ranking quite a bit higher. But yeah, it's definitely kind of weird how Allegiance battles is every other week now, because it definitely gives you a chance to just casually forget about it, and then your synergy bonus goes down the drain. And not gonna lie, the synergy bonus is pretty significant at this point. So, and of course, our super overkill record score for Arena is definitely letting us stay in here. Nothing too special. So there's that. And plenty of defense wins. Could be people fishing or just like whatever. But I do suspect this defense team here is definitely capable of trolling folks just because of Chrom and Azura. But as we saw in Arena Assault, not even top 100, but still easily top 1k by a large margin, so probably not going to try and reroll and get top 50. Matchmaker's been a troll, so, like usual, so there's that. But while we're talking about Coliseum game modes, might as well. I'm not really going to talk about the new Arena maps. A lot of them are pretty yikes. And the interface is glitching out on me, so I'll be back. Alright, here we go. So here's the upcoming Arena bonus rotation. So it's water season spam, so I'm thinking I should just try and stay in tier 21. The problem is, how much investment do I want to put in? And that's really the only question I have to answer. Because I can definitely just build up a Matilda. It's not like I'm short on Matildas. I have plenty. I don't think I have enough for plus 10, but there's 4 there. And I probably should have just used the filter. 9 there, so that's 13. So actually I could plus 10, which would be overkill because I'd be using water blessings, of course. So, but she'd be useful as an arena assault unit in general. So I feel like I just might as well do it. I have the stockpile of feathers to do it. But I think I'm just gonna wait towards the end of next season to see where the cutoffs are floating around to give myself an idea. Because I also can just use Anna with water blessings and still score pretty decently, so I think I can scout alright. But anyways, enough ranting on that stuff. We'll be back if there's any more replays or if the results drop in first. Alright, one more match for the season, and it happens to be a success. Success. I think I know what happened here. At least Loki can actually do something here. Oh, 58 HP. But Yeah, seems pretty standard. I guess the main issue is, of course, no strong carry here. So I imagine damage output will be an issue for this team. But yeah, perfectly fine setup. Getting rid of the panic manners generally is useful, and of course the healer to prevent fell breath from proccing, but not killing there. Bit yikes. Baiting Faultina there, perfectly fine. I like this person's approach, it's just the execution, unfortunately, not quite right. But definitely the right idea, at least. That's good to see. But yeah. And Loki actually not... I guess so? I think she was like short by 1 attack or something. Ballparking it. That's kind of feels bad. And yeah, it's lost at this point. But yeah, baiting from below the fortress and trying to prevent change fate is definitely a play. Or baiting with someone who can take on Crom as well. But yep, unfortunately we cannot keep this defense for the next season of Anima Shenanigans because Alm is in Earth season. I mean, I guess I could, but then I increase my maximum lift loss, so I guess we'll be back when the results finally drop in. And here are the rewards. Just outside top 6k, okay. And yep, same bonus shenanigans. It's a triple week bonus, which is interesting, but yeah, we're just gonna be tossing in the flyer schools and calling it a day. Not really intended to this defense really. I should probably just move it to a different map. I'm sure that will change absolutely nothing. But might as well do it. So here we go again with Resonant Battles and Arena. Easy stay in tier 21 content. And since it's water wind, I might try and fish for some good arena assault rankings, but really it doesn't matter. It's still top 1k regardless. We just score up there for the memes. Legion's battles are just inside top 100, so that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.